Okay, we've made it to our last command for this section, another similar sounding command, git revert. Yes, we have restore, we have reset, and now revert. They all kind of sound like they do the same thing. Revert actually does something very similar to reset. It has to do with undoing changes from a commit, but there's a very important difference. So both revert and reset will undo changes from a commit, but the way that they accomplish it is different. As we saw with reset, reset removes commits entirely and it moves the branch pointer backwards as if those commits never occurred. They never existed in the first place. Revert does something different. It actually makes a brand new commit, and in that new commit, it undoes the changes from an earlier commit. So it still helps us undo changes, but again, it makes a new commit that basically says undoing changes. Instead of just deleting everything and deleting history, removing commits, that can be a problem if you're collaborating with other people. So at the end of this video, I'll explain why you might use revert or reset, vice versa. Okay, so let me just visualize that for you. So here is a diagram of using reset, where if we reset back 2 commits, we lose those commits entirely. They're gone. Whereas if I use revert, let's say that I made a mistake on this most recent commit. It's already been committed, and I want to remove that change or changes, but I'm going to revert. I end up with a new commit, and this new commit effectively undoes this one. So I revert a particular commit hash. This is the commit that I'm reverting. It doesn't go away. It's still there in the history of my repo, but the changes from it are gone, hopefully. So let me demonstrate this. I'll go ahead and do a really simple example. I'll make a bad commit. Bad commit. And same thing, I'll do it over in cat. Okay, so I have 2 changes, and I haven't made a commit yet, but I'll commit them now. -a-m, make a bad commit. Okay, so I have this bad commit. We can ignore this other branch, but on master, I have bad commit. And I realize, I really did not mean to make that commit. I want to get rid of it. Well, in the last video, we saw to use reset, but I actually don't want to reset. I want to keep a record of this commit, but I want to undo the changes. So I'm going to use revert. So this is the commit I want to revert. I can use the whole, head ~1 ~2 type syntax, or I can use a particular commit hash. So I'm going to do git revert, and then this commit hash right there. Okay. And it opens up my editor, right? Because it generates a new commit, just like when we merge, it generates a commit when we merge, or sometimes if it's not a fast forward. When there's a merge commit, we need to provide a message. So the default message is revert, make a bad commit. This was the commit that we reverted, right? That was the message, make a bad commit. So it's reverting that. Now we can put other stuff in here, maybe an explanation why we're reverting it, what's wrong with that commit, but I'm just going to close it and let's see what happens. If we type git log 1 line, that bad commit is still there, but now we have this new commit at the tip of our master branch, and that new commit reverts the one before it. If we go back to our editor, we can see that the 2 changes we made are gone. So we still have the history preserved of that commit, but its changes have been reverted. So why would you do this? What's the reasoning? Why not just reset? Well, it has to do with collaboration, which we haven't really talked about yet, but if you're working on a team with other people and they're all on different machines, you don't just all work on the same laptop. If other people have copies of that commit, if everyone else had that bad commit on their copy, and then I decided to get rid of it using reset, that can cause some serious problems because I'm undoing history that other people have, and that can be difficult to reconcile. So instead, what we usually would do is use revert, and that will make a new commit, as we've seen, and I can share that new commit with everyone. Now, potentially, I might make a mistake and make a commit I want to get rid of, and I haven't shared it with anyone else yet. Then it's fine to use reset. Nobody ever knows. They don't have it on their machines. But as soon as collaborators have a commit, if you're trying to get rid of those changes, it's better to use revert. So here's a demonstration, some diagrams. I'm working with 2 friends, and then here's my local version of my repository. So I'm using just commit numbers here. So everybody has 1, 2, and 3, right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And also, my friend down here has done more work. She has commit 4 that she's worked on, and I don't have that. And neither does our other friend. Anyway, I realize I want to get rid of those 2 and 3 commits. I use reset, and that's a problem because I've already shared that with my friends. So it's going to be very difficult to reconcile their code with mine because they already have those commits and they've been working on top of them. I altered the history that they already have. So instead, what I should do is revert and make a new commit that undoes the changes from some other commit. And that is easy for me to share with them and for them to reconcile. So it's kind of a simple explanation because we haven't talked about collaborating and sharing code and, pushing and pulling and GitHub and all of that stuff. But that's coming up very soon. I think we're pretty much at the end of sort of the core Git functionality, and we're going to start talking about GitHub. The last thing I'll say about the revert command is that sometimes reverting a commit can result in conflicts where you need to go into the file just like any other merge conflict and figure out what you want to keep and what you want to get rid of. Because like our commit we just reverted was simple. It was just get rid of a line. But if you're reverting something from a while back and Git doesn't know what to keep and what not to keep, you have to do it yourself. You've got to go into the files and resolve the conflicts and then make your commit manually. But the end result is the same. Okay, so that's git revert. It will undo a commit by making a new commit that undoes the changes.